Hello, weary travelers, and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. My name is Sheela Ornthalis, and I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is lightly spiced fried chicken with fries, and it looks like Erica is currently available for a full-service package, if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you'd be interested in, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. Today will be my 28th Final Fantasy XIV stream, and the post-Shadowbringers patch quests are underway. We are in search of a way to get the souls of the Scions back into their bodies on the first, and it looks like we're going to need some fairy magic to do it. Now, that only ever goes well, right? As always, I will be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as regular old conversation, so don't be afraid to fill that chat with discussion. And by the by, hello Moxie, I hope you're enjoying your snooze. Let's go ahead and head on over to the game. So, I mentioned that I had some bigger things in the works at the end of last session. Basically, I actually have an estate now. So I wanted to kind of do a quick walk about the place. I also have, I also have a new glam for my red mage. Ooh la la. Good little Red Ranger pose there. I've not gotten a chocobo in my chocobo stables yet, because I keep forgetting to go to the Golden Saucer and do the thing that means I get to do that. Our main eating area, good old-fashioned dining room. What will be a proper kitchen eventually, but right now we just, make our meat in here. We do a nice little office area with some sitting space. And the bedroom featuring exercise pole. And a wonderful servant. Helps me get other stuff that I want to put in my house. Okay. Oh. Yeah, ta-da! Housing! I'm really impressed with the way that all of the partitions and walls and things fit together for creating customized rooms like this. Very well put together system, and I didn't really get a chance to play with it when I was just having an apartment. So, very cool, very happy it worked out well. But in any case, let's go ahead and move on to questing today. Wait, what was the... Oh, right, it was up actually in Yulmore. Okay. I also have a non-caffeinated strawberry soda, which is delicious. I don't normally carry that, but I had to make an errand this morning. And the place I went to actually had it in stock, so I went ahead and got myself one. Master Chai? Why yes, I spoke to him recently. Though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Valthry's apparently inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He soon took his leave after. Or he took his leave soon after. Oh, so I've started getting the level 80 story gear, just as I get my classes up to level 80. And I was very annoyed to find that the fear you get from the Gunbreaker story is not dyeable. And apparently there is a dyeable version of it out there, but you basically have to play through one of the more extreme dungeons. I don't know if it was an actual extreme dungeon, but like a more advanced high-level dungeon that I do not have access to yet, I don't think. So that's going to be fun. Oh, this man's name is Cornine. I don't know why that's amusing to me. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while. About his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vothri, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty. Some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, with funding permitting, I proposed replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gatetown. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Kholusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much. He seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Up. Hello, Osiris. Welcome to the stream. Hi, I recall a man fitting that description. I asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come to right. Or from right, I should say. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts. And you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing. There's plenty of to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. The folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself. Something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. And with having his ear chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gatetown when I last saw him. Things go well. Had an eventful morning already. I got myself a strawberry soda while I was out on my errands. It's non-caffeinated, so, you know, does lack that part. But, hey, strawberry. Oh, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything about what might offer a clue to Master Chai's whereabouts? Well, here's 3 separate clues. We'll figure out together which ones they are. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea which the proprietor seemed was surprisingly receptive to. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? As we know for certain is that all that we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Yulmore, but surrounding settlements. It seems logical then that, having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Then, if you would go and make inquiries in Right, I shall do likewise in Steeltide. Gatetown, I leave to you, Kaishur. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we finished? Well, Top Run would seem to me to be his most likely destination. Let's reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, we'll be, well, all suited to continue our search from there. Let's see. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, that's a different quest. Okay, hang on. There we go. Oh, here we are. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistle gentleman here not that long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Mjolnir, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to the promises of meal and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Bothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the seniors came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Bothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmor in his absence. Well, that's what I told your friend. Shinos, was it? Well, I'm sure the others said the same. Not that he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Okay, I have to check into this. Okay, it's a Disciple of the Hand thing. Nyum. So what are you working on right now, Osiris? I saw you just log in over here, so figured I'd ask. Hey, found the wrong direction. Doing some side quests and stuff? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Kind of doing that off stream and leveling up my alternate classes and all that. As I'm sure you could tell from the new glam here. Although I think you've seen this one at this point, haven't you? It's Mark Bills too. Ooh. Okay, hang on a second. Hello, Mr. Z. Welcome to the stream. Where, oh where? Where's that sightseeing log? Ah, War Thunder. Fair enough, fair enough. You know, I cannot for the life of me remember how to actually activate sightseeing stuff. Hmm. Give me a second, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Like, do I just need to be standing in the right location? Hmm. Or is it a question of the fog being too thick? Maybe that's what it is. Hmm. Well, not terribly engaging gameplay on either case. I'll take care of that sort of thing off stream. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. They share and I gleaned much the same. He seemed determined to salvage the what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Khaleesi. The only likely place he has left to go would be Amity. Come, if we're quick, we may yet catch him. Ooh. After I wasted all that time just standing and staring into the fog. Yeah, not my problem. Ah, there's the man himself. Lynn, Alphino, Kashir, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same thing, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? The Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us to return you to her side. Ah, I butchered that phrase. What blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea in her head, well, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai. But since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you'd been elected mayor, and from what you have gathered from nearby villages, you've been inquiring about people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? No, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people in Khaleesi. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I'm the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I've secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed. Well, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries I've already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. But with respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I'm certain this man with whom you speak, or of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you, should he require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. I can't praise him. I'm not supposed to praise him because he takes praise badly. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore. That dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble. Or, well, a boil, more like it. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't a clue what to do with myself. I spent most days in a daze, you know? You've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. You let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you. But I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here. To find one with the experience needed to see the cities thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is. Or, well, was. I'd scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Bothry's father when he was in office. Oh, I see. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was his left. And between them, they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. But he needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him? Well, those here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal then. As I recall, it made a rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. Oh my goodness, it's not even 1 p.m. yet. I'm already sleepy. This is what I get for waking up early today. Greetings, friend. And to you too, Master Chai. I presume you are here to ask about Rendon? I couldn't help but overhearing you earlier. Well, your exchange, shall we call it. Yes, well, with Bothry gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Yulmore. Together. That is still my wish. But given how abominably you were treated, or mistreated here, or there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Bothry's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your earlier meeting, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable. But I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it in you as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. Resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well. To Pit 8 we will go. We'll not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Fair enough, my guy. Let's hop on the birds. Oh, or the robot. This doesn't look very much like a pit, being honest. Wait, is that... Huh.
Well, it's you again.
Ooh, a voiced one.
Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends.
Yeah,
Not
we're
only
friends.
mine, but every true Yulmorans. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make.
You know, that's fair.
In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Forthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Forthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vor3. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive.
I wonder if there's a lesson in that.
To secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
I'm an entrepreneur.
For the people.
He inherited a business that was very successful and was good at running it. But he didn't start his own business, you know?
I rather like the sound of that.
It's just me quibbling.
But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office. You would? You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
I love this guy's voice. Really, all of the voice work in this expansion has been great. Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Yes, meal is being neither a desirable nor a sustainable option. I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. But for the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of food for trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. Thus, this assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find willing people, or people willing to lead the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Shinus. I have? Well, okay, well that is a relief. Oh, hello?
Mom, have you seen Mr. Grumbles?
No, where'd you lose track of her, sweetie?
Can you help me find her?
Sure thing, let me finish this conversation up and I'll be right with you. Now, you haven't secured my support yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. You would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon. and one to which I haven't given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could even be put into effect. As the heir of Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Good stuff. Oh, I should actually accept a reward, shouldn't I? Spell speed, spell speed, spell speed. Go with that one. Lemon curd sachetort. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna go help one of the kids find his skunk. We will be back in a few minutes. Stand up, stretch, get some drinks, refresh your food, all that good stuff. We'll be back soon. Okay, let's see if she's in that pile of water she loves. And we're back. Oh, I am sitting a little high. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay. Brendan is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have. Hello and good morning, Circuit. Hope you're having a good day. Which is why I propose to make use of long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Holusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so would still be at top rung. Come with me. Top rung. I don't know, it just kind of sounds vaguely like top show to me. Alright, so how many defective Taloses are we gonna have to bonk? Ooh, actually, hang on. There's the fact that it's not daytime. Ah, the old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dashingly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. You need only get within throwing distance of one of them and let fly. Neat. Thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That's as may be, Kaishir. But Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't find my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. You're here. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaishir says. These lands are dangerous as if one is not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Alrighty. There we go. Keep a lookout for danger and alert Chinese when it is safe to incapacitate the Talos. Yep. Okay, so it's another spyglass mission. Go ahead and turn your... There you go. I did it? I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Okay, so that one was an easy step up from the first one. We just had to wait until both the monsters and the Talos had their backs turned. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. Oh, look at those little ears go. You may leave the next one to me, Len. Oh, you're gonna get spotted, old boy. That should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. I wonder why we only did 2. Like 3 seems like it would be more logical. Like we got 3, but I was only involved in getting 2. I'm glad he got some success music out of that, though. You love Astro Boy. Huh? I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. Ooh, those are some big Talos. I did it. Are we just talking about the fact that there are large golems? Essentially, like, you know, very futuristic or retro-futuristic robots, or are we making a Metropolis reference? You plan to replenish Yulmore's food stores, which showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmore. Thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains, I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics. Which is why I would still ask that you join me and grant Yulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands, would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that. Lady Chai's worried sick. Or are you watching Astro Boy and you just felt the need to share? Any is valid. Pretty good show.
Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
Oh, the robots plus the mayor. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. That's kind of what I was thinking you were going for, but I wanted to confirm. Ah. Oh, I look forward to a time when I don't have such early mornings. Theoretically, all of my spring stuff shouldn't keep me awake earlier than like 8 a.m. Really fantastic. It's interesting that their chests open and close like that. Nope, not run away. Perfectly functional.
Stay back, all of you!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
Mm-hmm. I told you I'd find him.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
I love them so much. Oh, there goes his back. Oh, dead.
Oh, oh dear.
I love these two.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Real big cat energy from her.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand?
No, honestly, he actually kind of started doing the job pretty much
I only
immediately.
left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor.
Yeah, exactly.
And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Oh, there are gonna be so many kids. Yep. No!
Please!
Like a fucking ragdoll! Ah. Make some quick wrist stretches. Yep. That was quite a reception. On one Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word is spread around Yulmore, it will be much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can have it make his inaugural address. No need to fret, Lynn. I've never felt better. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we were to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded. They are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kaishir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available? Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the crown lift will show you up. Ooh. Cute little umbrella. A little floppy tongue. No, I don't think that was it. Oh no, that was it. Okay. I'll say this place is absolutely gorgeous. I'm always amazed when the areas that they create have such just drastically different vibes, and yet they all feel like lived-in spaces. Like they make sense, you know? There's a lot of care for that. Master Tide told us to expect you. The emergence is already filling up with peoples of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthree's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthree. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations. And I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness.
Yeah, you got a great point there, Osiris.
Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength for Yulmore!
It was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I've learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. Is that the truth? 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism in the very stone upon which this city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the Emergent, dearest. Too big for one thing, too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. Okay, that's actually a really great thing. I love that. I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from here. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Are you... Nothing that? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech. There's folk outside these walls that don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If you have a plan to change that, it would help set things in motion. And we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take my office than my work begins in earnest. I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Lynn. See you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. Since we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmore's future was secured, but it's clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Excuse me. So Alphino's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends. In paradise. That place is gone now, but something better has taken its place, and I reckon I want to be part of it. This Yulmore for the people Master Chai's been going on about. Well, it ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder, but, you know. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. Far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before. And one I am happy to say we share. Every path you choose, I will pray for your success. Oh, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas that on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Huh? Okay, the Nidal of this third... The Nidal? Oh. Clearly, I have not gotten enough sleep. The name of this orchestrion is real interesting. Give that a little bit of a listen later. Truly, to see Kai Shear thus inspired by our actions is inspiring itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts, here in Yulmore we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Name and title aren't enough, just a Nidal. Mayhap Begluk? Or Beklug? Beklug? That was how I was saying it last time. Beklug. Maybe their studies will have borne fruit in our absence. But yes, to address what you were talking about earlier, Osiris, Yulmore is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm very happy that it has ended up the way that it has ended up. Because it was a bit, before. Oh, excuse me? There's a third set of stuff? Ooh. Ooh. Neat. That's pretty. Ooh, that looks real nasty. Hmm. It's a little strange there aren't any sage arms in among this. Can't wait to find out where about it when you get here in 3 years. I mean, fair enough. You're moving along pretty good, Clip. Ooh, a luxury trader. What do you trade for? Holy moly, 25 million gil? Okay, what does that actually look like? Oh my goodness. Well, I know what I want 25 million gil for now. Holy moly. I will be back to get that one day. Now, though, go to the Crystarium. So focused. Yeah, look at that tail go. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It's a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you'll see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Ore site? Our work did not go as anticipated. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded that White Ore site was ill-suited for our purposes. But Urianger, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? But that I did, and armed as we are with Becklug's valuable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter. Were we to regard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul, a link which would, we did barely belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the processes of rendering our souls dormant, as Oresight doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshly simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Oresight instead. We would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we've abandoned that plan. Instead, devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul can be transferred at once. Then we are no closer. Oh, hello?
Have you seen any random rodents recently?
No. Why? Were you messing with the mice farm again?
No. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'll help you come look in a few minutes. Give me just a moment. With our discussions turned to the transference of memories in the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique which I have personal experience. Well then, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through blood and memories of the ancient Allagans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. And if we were able to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together? Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, complete not only with our worldly memories, but also the boundless energies of our souls. That is our current avenue of investigation. We will follow it wherever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Lynn return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I should beg leave to relay our findings to Thancred and Reen, and to assist them where I may in their investigation of the empty. Please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? On the one hand, I wish we had gotten another location change after the end of Stormblood, like we did after the end of ARR and Heavensward. But it is what it is. I mean, for the main base of the Scions, specifically. Oh, right, I meant to be going and dealing with the mice colony. Right, I'm gonna stand up and go deal with that. Stand up, stretch, get some food, get some water, all that good stuff. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, okay? And hopefully we'll have loaded in by... Oh, yep, of course, there we are. So, we'll be back in 5, okay? Alright, how many did we lose track of then? That's not bad. we're back. Managed to recover all the mice, and I also have peanuts now. Okay, I definitely haven't done the close bound. Lynn, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Raoul will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear it too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Ooh, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Let's see if this takes us to our next break.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
Pretty well. Wrapping things up and trying to find a method for transferring back over here.
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Sir, you are naked without your armor.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razad Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead.
Ruffy the janitor?
But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvas.
Gasp.
Nor did the surprises end there, for no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
It's interesting to me that Gaius still has all of that loyalty to the Emperor, even after everything that's happened. No, Gaius kind of knew about the Ascians. Maybe not the whole story, but he definitely knew that they existed. I've seen him in action, his body at least. It's not his best. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For what good it will do? The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Like, right here, on the spot? You ever been so mad that you threw a bitch at another bitch? Ooh. Double limit break. Ah, the simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly there is no place like home. Again, Xenos, my guy. Abomination. Whatever he is, Lynn was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer... Emperor Varus, your Radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your Radiance, no! Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Nice jump there, buddy. Any bright ideas? Just one. Ooh, good shot, good shot. Your Radiance. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Ooh. I want one of these. Hmm. Ooh. Because I know the big, you can get the black eft early, like really early on in the campaign. But I don't know if that version of them is a mount. I hope it is. That would be really cool. We make ourselves easy marks by moving together. I suggest we split up. I'll take the middle road, so to speak. I'll see you outside. Be safe. Go. Oh well, someone's been busy. Oh, I hate that! Arch Ultima. You would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg. Lend me your strength. Do I get more abilities for being empowered now? Ooh, I do. Neat. Is this one smaller than the Ultima we fought before? Loading sample 14. Cute. Does the Dragoon start to fight like this later? Because, like, I've got a Dragoon on an alt character who's at, like, level 50-something. And it feels very different to this. Loading sample 12. Ooh, we're gonna fight the Final Fantasy 12 version of Ultima now. Maybe, kind of. Which Ultima is unstoppable. My thoughts exactly, Estinian. We'll see about that. Show them your fury, Nidhogg. Ooh. Lians and their machina. Where are you guys? You too, huh, Crow?
Are you alright?
Peer into my past, did you?
Sorry, it's reflexive.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours, but no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
Mm-hmm. Weirdo.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
Hmm.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds.
Fair enough.
My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray.
I wonder what the next expansion's gonna be about.
Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose.
Oh.
Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
I'm glad to hear that. And what of Gaius?
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did
See,
he
that's
not
what I was
escape with you?
asking.
That he did, but we parted ways
Oh, okay.
shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He
Interesting.
didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, that's good.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead.
Agreed.
Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
True, and them having a little bit more knowledge might be beneficial, shall we say.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
Do you have?
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Alright, pretty boy.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Yeah, that's not on the plans. It just kind of happened. Sorry.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
I wish. You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between the worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Becklug can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them, if you ask me. I had all that sugar and then a whole bowl of salty peanuts. My voice is wrecked. Meanwhile, in Garlemald, traitors! You would dare defy Lord Nerva hit the throne? Oh boy. Civil War! Onward! Before this day is done, victory shall be ours. Yeah, there he is. I know, unrest in Garlemald, or whatever shall we do? Boring, boring, boring. You think? I find it amusing. Dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. La Habrea. That Hugh. Your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. So interestingly, Osiris, yes, you would be getting spoilers from this, but with so little context. And on top of that, this section of the game is really just setting up the next expansion. Like, it is extending the story of Shadowbringers a little bit, but does not have much to do with the actual main story of Shadowbringers. Oh, I like those kilts. Those are good kilts. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages, too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Ooh, we'd best get packing. Steady work, board, and lodging. That's not a recipe for hope. I don't know what is. Hope? Oost. So long as I yet live, would see that feeble flame rekindled. What the fuck? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. What the fuck? Old enemies, new threats. Hang on a second. I need to double check something real quick. Oh, okay, that in fact was the last quest of the patch 5.1 stuff. Wow, okay, that would explain why that was all so dramatic. Neat. Appropriately dramatic, though. We got about 39 more quests. Wow. We got some time to go. You've come to inquire after the Archons. Fear not, Master Matoyas. Oh, we mustn't grow complacent, however. Thank you very much. The magic is potent, but they are not without limits. Now, hydration. I only hope they afford us enough time. Only we knew, or we could go with you to the first and help. Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Ah, Lynn. It's been far too long, my friend. Thank you very much for the coins. Forgive me, I don't believe we've been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Alden, offering with what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Ah, yes, I've heard stories of a defector from Garlemald. But never mind that. You said you have urgent news? Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil. and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to watch over the border. And it is there that we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor, who claims that this de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it is clear to whom he wished I extend this invitation. It would seem time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone, though I am not as well versed in the affairs of our city-states as our comrades. I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all of this. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two. Can I do a curtsy? I don't remember if I can. Okay, good. Just labeled as a bow. Might be time for caffeine on my next break. Commander Alden awaits us in the Royal Palace, if you'd follow me. Hey. Give him a hug. Oh.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark.
Yeah, a
Not
bit.
that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
Nope.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea.
Hello, Gaius. The meanest little chihuahua.
Display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows and brought more than 2 companions.
Yeah, that's fair.
We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
I have a better gun sword than you.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight. But to me, his description seemed anything but. And upon further investigation, I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
Yeah.
What, that Allagan monstrosity? Created to vanquish primals? With which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing.
Okay. Alright.
But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Hey, Mom! I'm having trouble with that dance move you showed me earlier.
Okay, well, show me what you got, sweetie.
Along with its legators.
Up and down and...
Okay, yeah, no, I see what's going on.
As it is now,
Let me finish this up and I'll be right with you.
common with the Legion led by Vandanis, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea.
Not a fan of that.
We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress. So we resolved instead to bring you warning.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
Yeah.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious.
Okay, so that's gonna be another raid, dungeon,
And so,
trial, I don't know.
when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength.
That's probably gonna be the
Decide
big
enough
set
to await
piece
your
of
word.
this patch.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further.
Fair.
I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Perhaps.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friends' plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first.
Rock in a hard
I
place
only
here,
hope
Crowd.
you are not forced to make a choice.
Rock and a hard place. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna help Lila with the dance moves. Stand up, stretch, refresh your food, refresh your drinks, do all that good stuff. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, alright? Okay, sweetie. So, we've got the pot of array. I'm gonna do a careful change here, okay?
St. Louis Blues.
Hello and welcome back. Let's see. Lack of background music in this area is weird. As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. Oh, there's the background music. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon. With each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. We cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon. I will not stop you. Only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. Hang on. Ooh. Okay, I will deal with that as a side quest on my own. I'll pick it up before I leave this area. But still, let's focus on Kral for now. I take it you're ready to return to the first? Then I would ask that you apprise the others of recent events here in the source, namely Xenos' return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, then, and I hope to see you and the other Scions soon. I'm glad you could make it. As you may have heard, Commander Alden has given orders to embark from Alliance headquarters to hold back the advance of the Empire's latest menace. Not that the soldiers stationed there are too chuffed about being in the front line against these new weapons. If they're designed to slay primals, they'd make short work out of us mere mortals as well. You'd be surprised sometimes. Like, it's very much one of those situations where anything that's designed to deal with a certain threat is not always good at dealing with another. Mind you, it's Gaius Balsar and his followers who've led the charge so far. By all accounts, they've been giving as good as they get. Unfortunately, their sorties have met with little success. I dare say they'd benefit greatly from your presence on the battlefield. If you're ready, my colleague over at Porta Pretoria will show you the way. Okay, like I said, I will deal with that on my own later. For now, let's go see everybody else. It feels silly to teleport right over there. You have business with the Exarch? Just heading in. You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul and a means to return the Scions home. I trust you two have been making good use of your time? Yep. Ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might be apprised of the situation. The other thing I was going to grab was a lot closer than I thought it was originally.
from the source. A new Ultima weapon. We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Becklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable
Okay, just look at the thing, okay?
After a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An arc for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal
Okay, it's got a little point on the end, but still.
to be ferried between worlds.
Looks like you just screw that off.
Spirit vessel, if you will.
However?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
Hello, Toxin. Enjoy your lurk.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allegan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
But also that should have triggered something.
Serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allegan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
Hope you got enough librarians, because time is a wasting.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
All right.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness.
No, yeah?
But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Fair enough. I'll be with you as soon as I can.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Maybe. Must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? Ooh, I still haven't done that dungeon for her. I should probably do that at some point. Actually, hang on. Whew, look at that wait time. We have little time, so I will be brief. The Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. Sin Eater? I had heard some few yet remained after the night had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. Will not be necessary. It's only a single Sin Eater. A simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Ease can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. The men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Yeah, that would basically take us into the next commercial break, but we'll see if we make it there. Let us make for Fort Job. It starts. Oh, thank you very much for the stretch. Oh, good stretch. Thank you. Okay, Fort Job. Good, it's a good idea to stretch. Especially if you've been sitting for a while, you know? We would wait here a moment, and we'll gather the others. Like, I've started doing stretch routines with my wrists. I've been at this for a while. You may not remember, but we have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door that day after the Sin Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped it through it. And I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes. I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, filled me with dread. that is no way to honor her or my comrades. And so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. Pleasure to meet you, miss. Truly. It seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight, striding tomorrow to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think the Ulmoran soldiers we once locked blades with are now on our side. But we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. My apologies, Captain Lena. Elderly gentleman asked I escort him to Clearmelt. It took longer than I anticipated. I do not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to her. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless, beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. They gave their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know. So it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. Your heroism has inspired all of our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts in the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let's not keep them waiting. Oh, that's the... Okay, the mountain casting a shadow on itself.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light? Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood.
Well, you're not entirely correct, but okay, we're gonna.
If you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be her, the warrior of darkness.
Hey? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm happy to meet you, but please tell me more about this guy.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
Bit anticlimactic, but okay.
I had hoped to fight at your side today, but I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
I guess.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat.
No, you did the right thing. I'm curious to see about this guy, though.
For this warrior of light, I do not
Yeah,
know
exactly.
who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood.
Yeah.
The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world.
That's
Still,
understandable.
if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
Gladly.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Sure. A lot of back and forth today.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Sure.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
I mean, it's pretty clear she has a thing for the Crystal Exarch. Or at least I think it's pretty clear. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating. Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man. A younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
You're his family. However your feelings for him resolve.
Then perhaps we might remain
He
as we
chose
were,
you as family.
as we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Been there, done that, though. Having to be told to stop and eat and sleep is... it's a thing. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna hit level 90 before I even start the next expansion? I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. Oh, excuse me. See the others back to their posts. If that happens, I may very well have to switch to a different class just to keep things up, you know? I'm currently working on getting all of my other classes up to level 80. I've already gotten the Gunbreaker and the Sage there. I think I did the same with Dark Knight. Did Dark Knight? Yeah, I did get Dark Knight to 80. And so now I'm working on Black Mage. I think I've also gotten Samurai and Reaper there too. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, I got Reaper to 80. Pictomancer starts at 80, so that's already there. So really, it's the only three I have left is Black Mage, Paladin, and White Mage. But that's me to work on off-stream. Ooh, you gotta summon a relic weapon straight into the armor it goes. Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird playing the old content and instantly having access to things that are much more powerful than the thing that like everybody used for a little while. Because now it just becomes a glam, you know? Like, oh goodness gracious, hang on. I gotta show y'all my current Dark Knight glam is so edgy. And like, the armor is not actually the same set of armor as what goes with this sword. But like, check out the fact that the sword's crystal stays dark here, but glows when it's drawn. That is so cool. Also, the visor does visor things. Oop. Nice, right? Anywho, back over to Red Mage. The others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there's a proposal I should like to make. I've been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I've noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light. As well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as Sin Eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance, in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors, may lead to growing unrest and fear. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing to go through all that for what was clearly a super awesome in-game weapon at the end of the base game that got to be epic for a while, but now it's pointless because you get Ironworks clear so quickly. Yeah. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found in many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood. The tale is told again and again over the course of a century. Not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Fortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, my reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. Oh, I clicked just a little too late. Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. Well, at that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed. Now they've heard, they may heed the long-forgotten truth. Oh, bugger. Okay, well, I've shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light and the flood that followed in their wake. Well, what say you then? Spread the word, I say. And we're all of one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask what you to continue working with Becklug? On our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium and the etc. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread, more will accompany them. Woof, I am still the only one in the party for that. Well, what coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Gernot not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that she inspired him to reach new artistic heights. I can only think of one person capable of both feats. I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring together the two of you in such a place. I'm sorry? You mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he's left unsaid, I'm all ears. Let's hope you are. What? No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the Warrior of Light and their deeds in such a negative light. Hey. Oh, Lynn, forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks for the knowledge they seek. People wish to know the truth of the Flood, of the Warriors of Light. It searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abomination worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know that we're not always judged so harshly, yet I cannot find proof. I dare call myself a librarian. Well, chill. We've actually found some records of our own. You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light? Of the Flood? Oh, wonderful. You've regaled me with a tale once before. I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone. Oh, hello?
Mom, have you seen Mr. Grumbles?
Did she get out again, sweetie? Where'd you lose her?
Can you help me find her?
Okay. Alright, yeah. Give me just a second, I'm gonna wrap something up real quick, sweetie. Let's go ahead and drop out of this duty finder. I don't think we're gonna make it. I'll talk to one more person and then I'm gonna go on my break. Lynn, what a wonderful surprise! Though I hope your being here doesn't mean that somebody's hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through the door of late. Which is a shame, come to think of it. Never had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. Oh well. I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. The truth about the Warriors of Light? The Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to be told, I'd much rather like to hear it. Come to browse wares in the markets, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll find no trouble. You'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Yulnor's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that fellow from the Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Me, really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Norvrant reaps the benefits, but you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? See. The Exarch did mention they had something to do with the returning knight to Norvrant. Alright, consider my interest piqued. Well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you to be brief. The night returned, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though. Seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. Oh, right. The Warriors of Light? Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the Cardinal Virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Oh, there's a whole thing. Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you had to say. Okay, yep. I gotta go help find a skunk. We'll be back in a few minutes. Take a break, stand up, stretch, get some more water, get some more food, all that good stuff. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, okay? Okay. Have you checked the laundry room? we are back, folks. Let's see if we can finish one or two more quests before we have to leave for the day. Up. Up. Ooh. Smell of rain would be lovely. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we've swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the people to gather.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
Oh, no, I'm a voiceless protagonist. I can't do that.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
I guess.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Okay. Okay, but why do you have to get, like, the combat start camera angle?
Wicked White. The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
Yep.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
Yeah, that's kind of how that goes.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
And here comes one of them now! Confusingly.
Impossible.
Oh wait, you can see him too?
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay, yonder standeth.
Oh.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
The
it should be the warrior of darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may. People of the Crystarium, I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Agreed.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when she must return to her home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of light?
I mean, there are worse
None of us
ideas.
were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
His soul isn't right, though.
We learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Ardbert was a part of my soul. That man is not.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
No, he is physically correct.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
I don't think so, bud. Looks like him and sounds like him, but it isn't him.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Thank you, Ishtola.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues,
though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
That he is an Ascian.
But which
Given
one?
their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the Virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emet-Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
So was that Elidibus meeting with Xenos, or a different person?
That is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save
Very
Nymphaea
similar,
and
if not the same
Warrior of
cloak
Light.
as the guy that encountered Xenos.
On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. 'Twas only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emet-Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while La Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence.
Maybe.
Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate.
I have my
what might come to
suspicions
pass
about what
otherwise.
it is, but nothing confirmed.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Well, he wants to increase the influence of light on the First again.
Been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe, as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more. Nor
Appreciated.
yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Big stuff happening. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood. Though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather one who has appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an impostor, of that there is no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore, people prayed fervently to the gods to deliver them from their plight. Prayed that these fallen heroes would be born again from their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like to know why Ardbert urged the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. Well, again, they need to increase the amount of light here. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray the Master Alphino returns soon with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Beklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel. It might one day carry you home. I think it's time to return to the Greatwood. Hi, PNG Boomer. Thank you very much for the lurk. We're probably going to be passing on to somebody else soon, but appreciate you being here. Until now, we've learned... but that was one of Emmett Selk's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fanau that heretofore unexpected chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Ravel. Elmet believes the relics within tell a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization. That of the Ascians, perhaps? They may lead us to the truths we seek. Would you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you're ready, make for Fanau. Elmet and her sisters will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regards to the bees. What a basic announcer's test. Okay. Then while that lands, let me get the announcer's test out. Okay. So, this one originated in... Oh, hang on. This one originates from the Radio Central New York in the 1940s. It's a cold reading test given to prospective radio talent to demonstrate their speaking ability and breath control. So let's see how few breaths I can do this in. One hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 Limerick oysters, 5 corpulent porpoises, 6 pairs of Don Alverzo's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonians in full battle array, 8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt, 9 sympathetic, apathetic, catatonic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity towards procrastination and sloth, 10 lyrical, spherical, diabolical denizens of the deep who all stall around the corner of the quo, of the quay, of the quivery, all at the same time. Whew. Okay, so I did have to take a couple of breaths there between 8 and 9 and 9 and 10, because holy moly, those get particularly long. But theoretically, you know, I shouldn't even say theoretically, I've seen people do it in a single breath, which is truly wild, but it is good. Yeah, nearly flawless. Again, like, I'm not necessarily a radio announcer. I have an okay voice for that sort of a thing. But at the same time, I am wildly out of practice for that sort of a thing. So, you know, it is actually really fun for me whenever somebody does redeem those, because that actually gives me an excuse to practice. You know what I mean? Oh, to be fair, I was very, very careful in how I breathed. Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since last you came. With the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Actica Falls. Where did I click? Why did OBS come to the front? There we are. We all were in agreement. Before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful that you did. From what you've told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you've come. Aranka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. We have to have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, surely any threats sleeping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins? Clutching her staff at night, wishing it were... Okay, that was... You promised not to tell. That was built into the game, thank you very much. Then I suggest we be going. Get back here. So who is it she wants to fuck, or is it just the general concept of adventure? Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's for the better, I do not know. Pray forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with a curiosity that cannot easily be satiated. Curiosity? Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm. And if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I have kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Katana Ravel. Hooah! Let's see. Attaways, okay. We got the big boy chasing his cake. It's most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal of the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side. Recommended that you set aside a sufficient amount of time to view these scenes in their entirety. Ooh. Okay, well, you know what? Let's leave it off here. It's a little earlier than I usually try to push to, but with that warning, I have a feeling it's going to take another half hour or longer. So let's head back to the just chatting screen, see where I can send you all off to, shall we? Whew. Lots of new things happening. We have resolved a whole bunch of things, but there's still more to figure out for the first. Not to mention this new quote-unquote Ardbert, who almost certainly is actually an Ascian, like Elidibus, I think it was. The one with the white robe, the one who says that they want balance. I don't believe them. Or at least I don't like their version of balance. In any case, thank you very much for stopping by, Weary Travelers. We've got something big to start our next stream with. I hope you've enjoyed today's Final Fantasy XIV stream, and we'll come back to this next Friday. I will be back tomorrow, Saturday, November 23rd, with more wuxia action and Wandering Sword. Yep, he is still a problem, Osiris. Elidibus is still a problem, and we're like 4 expansions in at this point. Something like that. Anywho, like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with more Wandering Sword. Until then, for more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. I've been your hostess, Sheela Ornthalis, and if you need to prop your feet up for a little while longer, we've got some more entertainment coming up soon via a raid. Although who we're going to be raiding yet, not quite sure. Let's go check to see who's online. Ooh, tough choice. Tough choice. Here, okay. 1 or 2. Somebody pick 1 or 2. No? Oh, 2. Okay, cool. So we are going to go ahead and raid over to Captain Hurricane then. There's a few people who are online right now, and I wasn't sure who we wanted to raid to. So, they are playing Epic Mickey, and probably having the time of their life, to be honest. So let's go ahead and raid over to them. And I will see you next time. Like I said, be back tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye. 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 Bye.